ladies and gentlemen, to the Life Show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr. And guess what? You know who the other guy is. It's Jackie Roper Jr. It's
Yay!
Motivational Monday, man. Look, brand new year, hopefully a brand new you, hopefully brand new ideas so we can get it cracking. But before I go any further, Jackie Roper Jr., what's happening, man?
Man, what's going on, Tyrone Brown Jr.?
Man,
Looking
it's
for
all
hey,
good,
happy
man.
New Year,
It's
man.
all good. What you got planned for this year so far, man?
Oh man, big things, big boss moves like you. You know,
Well, we
what
in
I
it
got
together,
going
man.
on,
We in it
trying
to
to
win
make
it, man.
sure I take the proper steps to do what I got to do this year to jump it off real right, and you know. Just trying to really, man, get everybody motivated like you motivated me in the last year to
Yeah,
do what I have to do to progress, man. So that's what I'm looking
that's it.
for, man. Progress.
That's it. That's it.
Uh,
Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Motivational Monday. We have a couple of topics for you this evening. But before we get into all of those topics, I just have a few announcements to make. And y'all know, behind the scenes, on the side, in the back, on the top, Fox Glen Marketing and Jackie Roper Jr. is doing an awesome job, man. So thank you so much. And as we've been talking and discussing, I just want to be able to put it out there that January the 31st, January the 31st will be our last show that will be on live on Facebook. It will be our last show on Facebook. So what you will have to do, ladies and gentlemen, you will have to go to YouTube and you will have to go to Twitch. All right. And all you do is follow the Life Show podcast on Twitch or YouTube. And of course, if you got to follow Fox Glen Marketing on YouTube and on Twitch. And again, you will not be disappointed at some of the things that we're getting ready to do. Some of the things that that we'll be leading up to. So again, I got to put it out there. January the 31st of this year will be our final live broadcast from Facebook. From Facebook, as well as our website. Our website will be changing over, and so we're in the midst of reconstructing some things. We just want to give the best product and the best service as possible, because we don't want you all to miss out. We want you to go follow us on YouTube. Go follow us on Twitch. That's TWITCH Twitch. Go follow us. It used to be a gaming site, but it has grown so far beyond that. It has grown so far beyond that. So go and look us up on YouTube and Twitch. Jackie, anything before we go forward?
no, not really, man. I just, I appreciate all the viewers. We got a lot of growth ahead for the new year.
Yeah.
Tyrone said that, we're gonna move everything over to YouTube. So please like and subscribe so you can get the latest updates of when videos and latest podcasts coming out. But that's about it, man.
Definitely, definitely. So I already linked in to some of to the topics, and I already gave a precursor, so to speak, to our topics tonight. Now, the first topic that we're gonna discuss tonight is a topic that I'm pretty sure that everybody can get along with, and that is marijuana legalization. And I'm not the marijuana expert. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you to jump it off, Jack, and then I'm gonna come back with some numbers. You know, talking about some numbers and where we are as far as legalization in every state, and then how much the government is making off of marijuana being legalized. So I want you to start off today about marijuana legalization, and then we gonna take this thing all the way up, man.
All right, I got you covered. So right now, what it say what to expect for cannabis in 2022. A lot of states have legalized marijuana, and a lot of states haven't. To me, is a fine line of those who have and those who haven't.
Yeah,
The benefits of it for those who have illness such as cancer or
yeah,
CHPD or some stuff like that, man. Uh, they need that because it's medical for them.
right.
So it became a sticky subject uh, a long time ago of that for they put it as a class A drug, and uh, you know the difference with that and marijuana, it was alcohol tied with that.
Yeah,
But now that they are legalizing it, a lot of states have opened up to where it's almost across the street to where, hey, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan,
yeah,
Ohio. So you have actually on our news down here, it was a cop that said right across the street is the Illinois state line, which makes it legal for people to consume and also have it as recreational. But if you walk across the street and you get caught with it in your possession, then that sheriff has the right to arrest you.
yeah,
So making a sticky ground until they pass a federal law with it. You got to look ahead to what's being developed with it. They really thought that it was a bad thing to have these shops, but in all actuality, you haven't heard of much crime with these shops.
hmm,
Actually, the states that have legalized it have not had any issue, but the infrastructure of the money has been great from them. The fine lines of it is some people that are still incarcerated from selling
yep,
marijuana.
yep, yep,
And so now
yep.
you have a I don't know if it is over the billions reaching towards the trillions, but you also have blacks that are and whites and Latinos that are incarcerated for the minute sale of marijuana. And now there are people that are corporately making billions of dollars of it on this substance. And it's a plant to me, and I just if they come across and get the laws adjusted to where right now it says, man, $30 billion was made in 2022. 30
Well,
billion
actually, it's expected in 2022 in just the U.S. alone.
expected to surpass 30 billion in 2022.
Yep,
So think about the states that have legalized it, because Indiana is not one. And we got
yep,
a lot of potholes and stuff like that. So I feel like if they do, then maybe the infrastructure bill wouldn't have to be passed and the money could be put into the people's pockets, because there's a lot of things that is happening with that money in those states that's supposed to be helping out those communities. You see what I'm saying? The tax
right.
on it is so tremendously high to where the benefits for the state, and I don't really know how that's working right now. How does the state receive that tax? Because it's not federally, so it's a real big game, and it's a loose leaf game to where they either going to have to federally say, hey, it's legal, or make all states available to be able to have it for recreational and be able to set up shops, man. So right now,
Well,
everybody's on a fine line, and a lot of people are actually leaving states to go to states that have legalized marijuana.
I agree. but see what where we missing it at is in other countries it's legalized. You know, the I remember I have a relative. They used to stay in Germany, and they of course that was a recreational drug for them where they could walk, you know, around, and do what they was doing. I remember my wife and I we went on a vacation. We went to a vacation spot, and it was right there in Michigan. Did not realize that Michigan was a friendly state, so to speak. And so, here it is. You could smell it. You didn't see nobody, walking and smoking outside, but you could smell it. It was coming from everywhere and different things of that sort. But at the same time, man, this is so much money coming into play here. I was reading on some of the statistics. The increase comes after several states passed recreational and medical cannabis initiatives in 2021, increasing access to marijuana. Watch this. Look at this. Insider reports that 18 states and Washington, D.C. have now legalized recreational cannabis, and 37 states allow medical cannabis use. Now, look at this. A Gallup poll published in 2021 found that 68% of Americans support marijuana legalization. Now, if 68% of Americans, if they, if they support it, they're probably using too. And so the biggest part of it is that what they did is they took the little corner hustler and they stripped him of his corner sales. They stripped the overall back and forth from all of the underground cannabis shops. But what they did is they saw so much money in it until they could not continue to turn their heads to making money. And now here it is in this year, it is going to, in 2022, it is going to go over. It is perceived that it is going to go over 30 billion. I'm talking about $30 billion in revenue. That's crazy, man. That's
And
crazy.
that's only for the states that have legalized it. You know,
Right.
only, but imagine if all the other states. But
Yeah.
also, like, you can't chase the dollar of where that money is being spent at either, such as the
Right.
taxes on that. So my thing
Yep.
is, once you pay for it, and the tax is so high on it, does that money actually go to the infrastructure? Does it go to the schools? Does it go to where it needs to be? $30 billion is a lot. I'm gonna clue
Yeah.
you in on what Stephanie is saying, because we was talking about the benefits of it. She says it's also good for epilepsy,
Yep.
PTSD, bipolar,
Yep.
anxiety, you know what I mean? So she has a lot of key points that why people want to use it. Also, lotions and stuff like that, man, and the CBD oils is also great. They have
Oh yeah.
CBD legal in Indiana, but they don't have marijuana legal in Indiana. And that was the first step with the CBD.
Well, the CBD has a lot of health effects to it because I know that they have these different pop up companies that are selling the CBD now. For people that are having body aches, they're having different medical situations, and the CBD It is, it is helping their health situation. My sister, one of my older sisters, has lupus and also had a hip surgery, and I it has helped her to recover. And she actually did a show with me. She actually did a show with me. I want to say right around August of last year, and man, talked about a lot of the benefits of this CBD, and all of the benefits that she was getting out of using it. And so I understand that there's a lot going on. And look, if it helps people, I'm all for it. But as far as it being legalized, the only reason that it is legalized is because so much money is attached to it. And that's the same thing as you were saying in the beginning with alcohol. Alcohol makes money. And if it don't make money, it don't make sense. That's what it is. So now we have this cannabis industry that is booming, and I think this makes what the second year that it's been legalized in Illinois, second or third year, something like that.
Second
But
year.
it is, man, it is a big boom out there, man. It's a big boom. And check this out. I was looking up some of the states that are that are in there. Some of the states that are in here that are legalized or that have already legalized marijuana. And there, as I brought up the report, 37 out of the 50 states have already legalized. That means 13 more. If it's already anticipated that the U.S. will bring in over $30 billion in revenue, if those other 13 states go ahead and legalize, do you know that money can be falling all out the sky? That's crazy.
It's it's actually when it comes into play for that federal push. Because right
Okay.
now, our governor Holcomb says he's not going to legalize it until it become a federal law. So that's what
Yeah.
his up on Indiana is, making it a federal law. So he's not
Yeah.
going to legalize marijuana until it's federally a law. But
Yeah.
he's not also advocating for it in to be in the state of Indiana. You know, my thing
Yeah.
is someone can go to the bar, have a couple of drinks, and drive and kill someone. It's
Right.
it's been more driving while drunk deaths than driving while intoxicated. They actually changed it over from DUI to just being intoxicated. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So you can drive and get pulled over and be intoxicated, and it doesn't have to be alcohol because you're under the use of the consumption of a substance. So if they change the rules, man, and really make the laws right for everyone, which is going to probably take, I say, another 3 to 5 years for the other 13 states to get on board. A lot of
Right.
people saying, hey, this is not right. I live in Illinois, but I got family in Indiana. This
Yeah.
is for medical consumption. But then I come over here and I get harassed for usage. It
Yeah.
has to change in some direction.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah.
you know, because people travel. Everybody just don't stay in Illinois. But
Right.
I got a medical condition and a medical card that allows me that, but that's not valid in the state of Indiana. And the police don't care. They'll tell you to take your butt back to Illinois.
Yep.
So what are
Here it
people
is. Look,
supposed to do in this situation, Tyrone?
I was looking at this. Out of the 50 states, now check these numbers. I already said that 13 of them have not gotten on board with any kind of legalization. But out of the 37 states that it is legalized in, only I think 19 or 20 of those states are legalized. Now watch this. In four of those 37 states, it's fully illegal. In four states in the United States, it's fully illegal. So you can't do it in Iowa, and I think some of those other, about three other states that it's fully illegal. Now in Illinois, it's legalized, but in Indiana, it's only CBD. And
Oh,
as you said, man, these numbers are they're they're big, man. They're big, and each state is, allotted their own rules and regulations to it. So I'm looking up all of these states, and look, it says, "Are you wondering what the law is in your state?" Marijuana laws are changing at a rapid pace across all 50 states, making things a bit confusing at times. In order to keep up with the ever-changing laws, DISA, and I forget what that stands for,
mm-hmm.
but DISA is the one that is putting all of these numbers out there. Okay, it's
I'm
called
on it.
DISA. All right.
Don't worry,
And
baby. We are young. There we go, right there. We got it pulled up, boom, for they can
right.
see.
So here it is. Look, for 40,000 customers plus, then 6 million plus customer products served annually, then 6,000 plus collection sites in network. And then watch this, 27% of Fortune 500 companies use DISA. All of this stuff, man. Look, if you don't get involved, and if you don't know your stuff, then guess what? You gonna have several steps to take in order to get information. It's a lot of stuff going on that people are not paying attention to, and the only time that we pay attention is when it affects us personally,
So
and that's crazy, man.
On this DISA, I got it pulled up, and they got a map on here, and like you said,
Yeah.
it'll show you who's fully legal: Idaho,
Yep.
Wyoming, Kansas,
Yep.
and we got South Carolina, fully legal.
Yep.
CBD only is Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas.
Actually, those four states that you named at first, they're fully illegal. Yeah, they're fully illegal.
Oh yeah,
So
fully illegal. Sorry, illegal. You're all right. I'm sorry. So yeah, I Idaho, Wyoming, Kansas, and South Carolina, fully
yep.
illegal. Can't
Yep.
touch.
Nope. Can't touch it, can't sell it, can't handle it, can't touch nothing. CBD or nothing. Jackie, I'm telling you, man, that's a well, we already know the numbers, and it's stating that
But right next
it's
door
illegal.
to North Carolina is decriminalized. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, right, right.
So the odds of how it is like the surrounding. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You can.
yeah,
It's like this. You can see, but don't taste. Taste,
yeah,
but don't touch. Touch, but don't swallow. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
yeah,
it's the monkey see monkey you do, and that's how I feel like states are to where if this state go well, then I'll go because this state went. I feel
yeah,
like Texas and Indiana is the same to where once Texas legalize it, then Indiana will do the same, which Kentucky and Tennessee. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. But see, here it is. Like I said in the beginning, and as you have stated, it's making so much money until the United States could not turn a blind eye
Mm-mm.
continually to this. Because now that they have their own dispensaries, money is pouring in, and then well, we'll get into that in the next half hour because we gonna talk about some stuff that that the United States can afford to do, but yet they choose not to do. We gonna talk about that. But before we get into that, Jackie, I want to say this. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta do your research, and just because they legalize it, it doesn't mean that it's good for you. Do your research for your own body. All right. Jackie, anything else that you have about marijuana legalization?
No, but like you said, they do have to do their research, because it is side effects to it as well. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's side effects to it as well, man. And my thing is always some type of control that the government wants to have.
Yeah.
But if it's good for one state, I feel the rest of the states should go ahead and legalize it as well because it's putting a hindrance on the rest of the country if it's not the whole country's not together. You see what
Yep.
I'm saying? The
Yep.
laws are so broken, man, to where this one probably needs to be made globally on the United States grounds to say, hey, this is legalization for all 50 states, no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. So someone won't just cross the state and get arrested for it. You still can't even travel from state to state with alcohol. So it's still rules and regulations, but just allowing that person to know that they can go to another state and then pick up their medication should be allowed, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
I agree. I agree. But ladies and gentlemen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, a commercial break, and you guys are going to see as we grow that even the commercial breaks they're getting ready to change. Our times are getting ready. Everything that you see is subject to change. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr. Of course, that's Jackie Roper Jr. We coming right back in a couple of minutes. Don't move. Don't touch that dial. We coming right back. What's up, everybody? My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
and I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, this Junior, man.
Baby.
Hey, let's get it. What we're coming to you today is talking about marketing and advertising. Look, Foxland Marketing is at your service for all of your podcasting, marketing, and advertising needs. Look, contact us at the number below. You won't regret it.
We got two numbers. We got a 219 number and we got a 317 number. If you need to talk to Tyrone Brown for the Gary, Indiana area, please reach out to him. This is a partnership that we are working from Gary to Indianapolis to develop small businesses, to make sure that we can get y'all creative marketing and small business development going. Podcasts, all of that, man. Whatever you got going, talk to us, let us know. We got a great following. We are trying to build together to where everybody friends become friends to where you can reach out to the masses.
Definitely. So you don't want to miss. Look, Foxland Marketing and the Life Show. We about to go up. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr.
And I'm Jackie Roper Jr.
Look, keep it locked. Stay consistent.
Here we come, baby.
That was good.
That was a good one.
Brown Jr. That is Jackie Roper Jr. This is the Life Show, Motivational Monday. And we have been talking for the last about half an hour about the marijuana legalization, should I say, marijuana legalization. And so we did discuss that in the first half hour. We're going to switch it up a bit, and we're going to go and move to universal healthcare. Universal healthcare. Now check this out. Watch this. With everybody, a majority of people getting, COVID-19, I would say that that's a great thing because universal Medicare or healthcare, it really will give people a sense of calm, a sense of peace about their situation. People don't want to go to the doctor because they keep on mounting up bills. And then you keep people in a lifetime of, bills and poverty because they owe so many people that, they'll never pay it off. And so my thought is universal health care. And I want to talk about what that looks like. But before I speak on it, Jackie, do you have any input concerning this universal health care? Because I know this is big in every household.
It's huge, man. It's huge. Um, Healthcare to me, man, is a joke, dog. Truthfully, you know,
Yeah,
it really is what we pay for our insurance
yeah,
to even receive the health care, man. And it's like you said, people are even scared to go to the doctor because what the bill is going to end up being before you even get to the doctor. So now I got a
yeah,
copay. So I talk about this all the time. I really don't understand why I'm paying for insurance. I didn't even really like when Obama made people forcefully pay for insurance because
yeah,
some people don't make enough to have that even come out they check. You
right,
know, some of them don't go to the doctor. And if I'm paying you $100 or $80 or $30 out of my check or $50 out of every check, and I never go to the doctor for a year, but then I go to the doctor one day. Now I owe you some more money to see this, but I just gave you $3,000 of my money last year. And who
right,
did that money go to? And what
yeah,
was it used for? It's not used for the purpose of your health care because some people be paying for health care, man, for 5 years, never goes to the doctor, never have a health issue. But all
yeah.
of a sudden now I get to the doctor and I have a bill in front of me. What
A
happened to my
huge one at that.
and but I've gave you money over 5 years and I
Yeah,
didn't none of that goes to none of my health care. So
right.
I really hate insurance is what's the biggest game for people, man. If I can start an insurance company, healthcare insurance, man, I would start it because it's really it grabs from the people, but I want to be able to make sure mine. I probably wouldn't. If you paid me for 5 years, there's no way you're gonna show up to the doctor and you owe something at that time if I made sure that you covered that expense. You see what I'm
Yep,
saying? You
yep,
paid me $5,000 over the last 3 years. I know I got 2,500 that I can cover for one of your bills or an expense. You shouldn't have a copay when you show up. You see what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? All of this
I agree.
deductible bull crap, man. Hold on, you hitting me at every corner. So you think I'm going to the doctor?
Nope.
No. What type
Because
of
I already
home
know that you're gonna hit me with that big bill.
So, what type of home remedy can I come up with? How can God's hot water and steam shake this up out of me? You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what it ends up being. It scares you to even go get a checkup if you have a chest pain or you feeling ill because you know you're going to go get hit with a big bill. And also put these look how many med check places popped up, man. Dude, when we was coming up, it was not like this.
No, it
It's
wasn't.
a is a little care place all around the corner now. But they want your money too, baby.
Yeah, they
So
do.
what do, Tyrone? You know, you have a headache. They put the same thing what you talk about, man, all the time. You go get this Tylenol off the shelf, but people don't read that. Just with the virus, while you trying to tell them to get the shot, and they saying, oh, they don't know what's in that, but you're telling them you don't know what you're going to get off the shelf when you go pick up Tylenol, ibuprofen, Advil, none of that, man. You're not
Yeah,
reading what's on that box.
right,
I can
right.
guarantee
It's
you you're not.
I think people are more educated in this day than they used to be, but at the same time, the majority of people still are not reading. They're not paying attention to the details. Now, look, watch this, watch this. What is universal health care? Because we've been throwing that term around, So people, I know some people that are listening, that are viewing, they probably want to know what is it. All right. So universal health care is a broad term that encompasses any action, watch this, that a government takes to provide health care to as many people as possible. Y'all get that? It's a broad term that encompasses any action that a government takes, that the government takes to provide health care to as many people as possible. Watch this. Some governments do this by setting minimal standards and regulations, and some by implementing programs that cover the entire population. So why it ain't here yet? We now look, America is supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. This is supposed to be the land of opportunity. So why universal health care ain't here yet? I look, inquiring minds want to know.
Somebody got to pay
Because
for
if
it.
it ain't here yet, then what does that tell us about our government? That's wacky, man. Because here it is, if other governments, like if I'm not mistaken, in Europe, they have universal health care in Europe. So they're taking care of their population, their people. What about here? Why we ain't doing it, man? Is something wrong?
You know, they say that, well, who's going to pay for the doctors and the nurses and stuff like that? You see what I'm saying? I really thought that taxes and all of that other stuff pay. I don't. Tyrone is one thing that I always wanted to do, man. When I go to sleep at night, it's like you always say, you can't stop thinking. You can't stop thinking. But I think of the dumbest thing sometimes, man. I really want to know where my 7 cent went when I bought a candy bar. You see what I'm saying? I always
Wow.
want to follow the dollar, dude. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being taxed for something, where is my money going to? You know, they can
Yeah.
say they're going to police services and fire departments, but heck, the fire department in Beach Grove just shut down. You see what I'm saying? And Texas ain't stopped. Actually, people made more money in the pandemic because we spent. So where is the money going, Tyrone?
Right. Well, that's what I said. Something is wrong with the system, man, because for so long we have been manipulating and manipulated. So where's the money going? Where's all the because here it is. Now watch this. I'm about to tie in our first topic because it's anticipated in 2022 that with only 37 states from the 50 are going to bring in over $30 billion. That's just off of marijuana, if off of it being legalized. So you taxing everybody's check. You, but see, here it is. Watch this. If you treat people like a criminal, they're gonna act like a criminal.
Uh-huh.
Look, if you treat somebody like they don't deserve anything, that's what they're going to act like. See, in all of these, there's some countries where people feel like they're comfortable. And guess what? You don't worry about they don't have to worry about a rise in crime. You go over to some of these islands, you don't got to worry about being stolen from because they prosecute you. They just ain't gonna tolerate it. They're not going to tolerate crime. And see, us, we think that we can rehabilitate all of these people, and here it is, they got they got rap sheets from here, from Indiana, that go all the way to California and then all the way back to New York. You think you're rehabilitating them by continuing to put them in jail and to have them eat up tax dollars? Come on, man.
Yeah, and it's
And then
expensive.
even with prison, guess what? It's a money making industry because now you get free labor.
Yeah.
Look, now I don't
It,
think enough people listen when it counts. I was telling my son this the other day. The world is much bigger than what you're looking at right now. The world is much wider than what you're experiencing right now. So don't take it for granted that you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about because you have no idea of what's out there unless you research it.
Ramon, I
Man,
really I hear what you're saying. And it's like what it ties into how how should this be paid for? It's like they always say that the national debt is growing and growing and growing. They never act like we are working to bring it down.
right.
People work every day. So that numbers
Yeah.
and they buy stuff every day. And you never see that national debt number come down from nothing. So we've never ever on a daily put a dent into the debt. You see what I'm saying? I wake up
Yeah.
in the morning, the first thing I do is I buy gas, a cup of coffee, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? La da da. That all was tax money, and some was taxed on that money. I'm out of how many millions of people in the state of Indiana from New York to California is spending $1 and being taxed on it. Money is being generated every day and every night in America, man. And there's no way
Yep.
that our capital debt should still be like, oh, we at a high ceiling, we can't afford. No, the money that we're generating on America's soil is unclaimed. Truthfully, that's what it is. Y'all not counting the dollars right to put the money in the right place, man.
Look,
I
check
feel
this
that
out.
because the healthcare system could be paid for.
I was looking up the numbers, comparing the numbers. I'm a numbers junkie. I'm a word junkie, and so I looked up, just about an average of how many people are, does the United States, how many people are in the population? Okay, how many people are in the population? From what I gather, upwards of 330 million people. 330 million people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you go to the United Kingdom, and this was a report that was done in 2020. That's so it's a little bit over a year old. In the United Kingdom, over a year ago, it was a little bit over 66 million people. All right. In Mexico, it just in over a year, it was 128 or 130 million. Let's put it that way. 130 million in Mexico. So in the United States alone, over 330 million people. And you mean to tell me that we're in debt?
We're in debt, and
How?
we can't have a healthcare system that takes care of the people without overcharging them, because we get charged for this, man. You feel what I'm
Look,
saying?
look.
People have made a lot of money.
Look, I get it. I get it that you got, billionaires out there. And I'm not saying anything about anybody that's rich, okay. But you got people out there that's billionaires off of the backs of people that are getting pennies compared to 20 bucks a minute. You know what I'm saying? And so just like the hourly wage, we want to the United States want to barely pay somebody over $10 an hour, and it just went up because due to the pandemic, don't nobody want to work. So now it just went up. How in the world does that happen? Why? When I mean, you got billionaires, you know, and then they don't want to be taxed because they don't want their spending or their living to be, infringed on. Well, what about giving back? And I get it that some of them are giving back, but the majority are not. Watch this, watch this. Now, I'm for entertainment. I really am. And I was in an era where Michael Jordan was the most popular athlete ever to me. Okay? In Michael Jordan's whole playing career, except for the last 2 years or almost three that he was with the Bulls, he did not make more than $6 or $7 million a year. That was then. And then his last, I think the second to the last year that he was with them, I think he made 30 million. And then the last year, I think he made 35 million or something like that. But now you got players that are making $40 million a year just for one season. And I get it that they got to live. But then so do everybody else. So why are we paying for entertainment more than we are paying for health care? I don't get it. I don't understand. My mind is blown. Why are we paying somebody to entertain us rather than to take care of our healthcare system that is broken? I
And
don't
you're
get
right.
it.
You're right. Because a person will sit there and pay for a ticket to a concert before they pay for the copay to go see the doctor.
Because they enjoyed themselves.
Because they enjoy
Well,
themselves.
you look, you can't enjoy yourself if you dead, my friend.
Right.
I don't. If you sick, you can't enjoy yourself. And
But
then you got people only living for today instead of looking future tense and saying, "Look, I need to plan for my future, not just mine, but my bloodline." See, this is what other races do. Not African Americans, not us. What we do is we live for the now.
we
And
do.
that's all we live for. Because and I'm not saying that as a whole. I'm as a whole, we don't look towards the future. We only think about the now. I'm gonna have fun while I can, and when the lights turn out, they turn out, regardless of who's around, who's affected.
And that's
But
that's
guess
sad,
what?
ain't it? It's a
Yeah,
sad
it is.
situation, man. It's like right now, you know, like Tyrone, because when I was coming up, man, coming from Gary, you never thought that you'd make it to 18. You had your numbers and stuff when you thought you was gonna check out. But now I'm
Right.
here, I'm planning for my kids now. You know what I mean? To where I hope I don't fail so much to where I can make sure that I leave them something and no one has to pay to bury me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Come out
yeah,
their own pocket. So I'm trying to really have my expenses covered at the end of my life, if I want to be cremated or put in the ground, or if I'm trying to make sure I can leave them something behind to start their lives out. You see what I'm saying? A
right.
little something that they can make sure that, hey, if they get in a financial pinch, that they can pull themselves out of it because daddy left them something to make something happen, man. It's a struggle,
Yeah,
if you don't. And I'm trying to make sure I have things in place like life insurance, so I can make sure I can divide that, a will in place. All of this is still what you're talking about with universal health care. That goes
yep,
into place, a universal health care to come towards the end of it. If you don't have that health care, the end of your life, it can be terrible as well, man.
yes, indeed. And look,
Because
here it is. Watch this. Who gonna help the poor? Because the poor ain't gonna be able to help themselves. Now I get it. They may have made some bad decisions or bad choices, but then that also falls on the people that were before them. We
it
don't
does.
have to look. We keep on trying to overcome insanity, but we keep on doing the same stuff. We not setting up for our future, bro.
We not, man. We not, and that comes with education and also lost ways, man. These
Yeah,
kids, man, is lost with all of this, so much quick information in front of them.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's like right now, man, my baby is 3 years old and I want to put her on tablet timeout. But when you take that thing away from her, man, she really gets upset.
Oh yeah.
Like, really, dude,
I
but
know. I know
the
you're right.
growth and what this is. And all of this is a develop. I have to watch it because she's developing skills, man.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
therefore, what you're saying is the system is not watching out for us as a whole, as the people. The people have to
yeah,
speak up for it. You know what I mean? I wish that I really hate how the healthcare system is set up, Tyrone. I
yeah,
really hate how insurance is set up because that's tied into the healthcare system. You see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
I don't
But
think
we pay into it because it come out of our check, Jack.
it does,
It,
but
it
that
come
doesn't.
right out of our check.
But it comes right out of your check. But does that money go from your check to pay that doctor? No, it
That's
doesn't.
what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting to. See, so if everybody is paying into it, why we ain't getting nothing out?
Exactly. Why?
We not getting nothing out, man. We just keep on doing this ring around the rosy thing, and we not speaking up because we're not paying attention to the overlay for the underplay. We're not paying attention, bro. And here
Everybody's
it is. We keep on getting used. We keep on getting used and misused. And then before you look up and now know it and understand, now it's too late for you to say something because it's already out of hand.
Tyrone, I think with universal health care, the insurance companies know that they will lose their money.
Yeah,
So this whole United States of America has been, some of this stuff is built on false hopes, and that's what I feel like I pay for healthcare insurance because I pay for healthcare insurance. But then when they sit here and tell me for this procedure to get is not covered, uh, and I might have to pay $5,000. What?
right,
Hold
right.
on. I'm paying insurance. And
Yep,
now you're saying since there's not a need for me to have this, then that is not covered under my insurance. So with so many stipulations to where you still got to come out of pocket to have
yeah,
a procedure done, but you need that procedure done,
you
but it's
do.
not covered under your insurance. and the cost of it now ends up being $5,000. Now they want to put you on a payment plan. You're still digging yourself in the hole because you want to put me on a payment plan for $5,000, but I just paid insurance for 3 years, figuring that if I pay you for 3 years, maybe I could get this procedure taken care of and I won't have to cost so much out of pocket. It don't work that way, Jack.
So what am I working for? That's what I'm getting at. What am I working for? If
What am
if
I
all of
paying you
these
for?
taxes, if all of these taxes and all of these, FICA and federal tax and all of this Medicare and Medicaid and Blue Shield and all of this, if all of this stuff is being taken out, what am I working for? Am I working to live or am I living to work? I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. It baffles my mind because we keep settling for the okie doke, bro. We keep settling for the okie doke, and we keep on saying, "Well, I'm living my best life." How? How are you living your best life when you getting duped? You getting jacked up every single day by the government that said they care about you, that
I got
you
one
matter.
question for you. I got one question for you. Do you think the insurance, because everybody has a different insurance company, man. It's so many of them, right?
Yep.
So where does Aflac don't pay the doctors?
Nope.
So why are we paying insurance?
I guess the same thing. I
None
guess
of
the
these
same thing.
insurance companies pay the doctor.
Right. Right. Right.
We've already
Now, look, Jack. Before we keep going, I'm gonna let everybody know. Look, we're going about a 30 minutes over because this is a deep topic that everybody needs to be involved in. So we're gonna go up at least until 7:30 because right now it's at 7 o'clock. So we're gonna go at least until 7:30 to give everybody an opportunity to join in on the conversation. Look, like this. No, no, not like. Love this. Comment, share this with everybody that you know. Get people talking about what the big concerns are and stop falling for the okie doke. So, Jack, let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving.
Ooh.
This healthcare situation that we're in, man, this ain't look, we've always been in this. We always been in this situation where we're paying, but we don't see no outcome to the input. We don't.
No, we
And we
don't.
constantly saying, I live in America. I'll pay my taxes. Where are they going? Because when you go to the doctor, okay, watch this, watch this. You pay taxes. If you live in the city of Gary, I tell you what, ride down some of these streets. I guarantee you bust your whole front alignment on your car. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You'll bust your whole front alignment on your car riding down some of these streets. So what are you paying for? Then you go to the local government. We ain't got no money. We broke. What's going on? Somebody doing something, and somebody else getting rich off of my slave labor, because that's what it is. It's slave labor, bro. It's got to stop, man. The universal health care, it is so important because now the poor don't have to worry about, well, if I feel a heart attack coming on, I'm not gonna go to the hospital. I'm just gonna sit and take this aspirin, and regardless if I, croak or not, I'm gonna still be all right because I took this aspirin. That's crazy, bro. Why do we keep on taking aspirin or Tylenol for something that a doctor is actually have the knowledge for, and then we have to the poor have to suffer because they don't have the money to go to the hospital and get them big mega medical bills. There's nowhere in the world that I'm going to go and get an x-ray when I know that it's going to cost me 5 to 7 grand. No way. No way, bro. I'm just over that.
Is
So,
it broke?
man, it's beyond broke, bro.
What you say you ain't paying for that egg?
it's, it's,
They
it's
say
beyond broke
it's two reasons
because
why American healthcare is so bad. They say we spend the most, we don't pay doctors according to the quality of their care.
right.
Our wait times are low because many of us aren't getting the care at all.
Yep.
These don't sound right. Most of
Look,
us don't have regular physicians.
we scared because we scared somebody gonna take advantage of us.
You're
Look,
right.
I guarantee you.
Just at me a primary care physician, though. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I did.
Right.
Like just a couple of years ago with my high blood pressure, maybe about 5 or 6 years, man, I've been having me a primary care physician, someone that will know what my condition is. You know what I'm saying? And I try to have those regular checkups and stuff like that. But there's always a cost when I go. You know what
Right.
I mean? It's always a cost when I leave. But at the same time, I want to make sure I can live, you know what I'm saying, and making sure that my health is okay because I'm not a doctor. You just try to feel those signs. Now you sit here and had a little pain in your back or a little miss off in your arm and you need to go get checked out. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Most people
Right.
don't because they just saying, oh, it's just a little stress or something like that. But people are having strokes younger, man, heart attacks younger. So
Because
I
you know
figured, let
what?
me give it.
They don't trust anybody to go and get sane. They don't trust the doctors because what they're going to do is they're going to get relief and that's it for a day or so. But then on top of it, what's going to happen is once they get home and they finally feel relieved, they're going to get that bill. And once they get that bill, they ain't gonna feel so hot no more. They gonna feel, as James Brown said, I feel good. They gonna feel good no more. You know why? Because they gonna get that few $1,000 bill, and then don't let them call for the ambulance because the
Boy,
ambulance gonna tax them
gonna
too.
tax you.
And look,
Hey,
and
what you
they not
speaking
only
on
the
this?
ambulance, but then the front desk person that signed you in, they get some of that too.
Hey,
And then the person that registered you, they get some of it. Come on, man.
you're not making you're not making it light, but it's the truth. I got a buddy, man, and I'm hoping he watching, but I'm hoping he ain't watching. Type deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he ended up not going to the doctor and had an infection, man. You see what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Wow.
And it scared the heck out of me, dog. And then a lot of other stuff could have happened, but his reason was he didn't want to go because he didn't want to be in the hospital for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
said, damn, that's why you didn't go.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Them
We
outrageous
need to
hospital
help,
bills, bro.
and it's the bills as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's scary, man, that you almost were saying, I don't want to go because I don't want to be there, or him to keep me and throw me in the hospital for 7 days. And also, I'm scared of the bill that's going to come.
Yeah.
So
Because they
you
they
really,
trying to they trying to figure out what's going on with you, and
so they
in
got to
them
do
figuring
testing.
it out, then you paying for all of the figuring out.
You got to do the testing. You got to do all of that.
Yeah.
So we need to keep
Definitely.
you here for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So ended up being, man, to where, my guy had to stay longer than what he thought his stay was supposed to be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I pray
Right.
for him. I went out to see him and everything, man. But you got to take care of yourself as well. And I know he was scared of those bills and being in that hospital. But Tyrone, man, heck, I'm scared of him, dog, because I don't really have it to get one of those big bills at this time.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You
see,
know, I'm
I know. Look, I understand it like this, Jay. Not everybody is a believer like I am. You know, not every but not everybody's faith is as strong as another person's like that. But at this time, as my brother, he was posting, Brian Sloan, he was posting on there, posting scriptures, and I'm with that. I'm with the scriptures and all of that, but I understand everybody don't believe like that. He was saying, trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge him and he will direct that path. Look, I'm with that. But I understand too that people have been duped out here that everybody don't believe in the scriptures. And look, that's up to them. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that we're approachable to other people so that we're not giving off the appearance that we're better than them, but we can help them if they decide to listen. And so even in that, you know, um, sometimes even with these generations, you know, you have generations of people that have gone through different things, and what they do is they hand down information that worked solely for them. But in essence, it wasn't the right method. What it was it was just you know how people what they do is they Jimmy rig stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
I
They
already
they
know.
they Jimmy rig stuff. And so this come from their Jimmy rig life where they learn how to get by instead of understand the motion of it and
Yeah,
learn how to overcome it instead of just learning how to get by.
yeah,
That ain't the right approach. And so, you come by people that say, well, my grandma or my daddy or my uncle, my this or my that, they said do this. But what they did is they Jimmy rigged something, my friend, and that ain't what you need to do for your life, because then in your life gonna be Jimmy rigged. And then you ain't gonna get no results. You're gonna get frustrated talking about this stuff don't work. But that's what happens. Even in this universal healthcare stuff, man, a lot of people they're turning a blind eye to so much information because they have so much pride. And here it is, they don't want to believe what they said. But
you,
you can't
or
keep
you
turning
become
a blind
blasphemous,
eye.
or you become blasphemous because no results came from that.
There you
So
go.
you was basically lied to, and you said, "Hey man, look here, you talking to me, right? And you
Yeah,
know I'll bust it open." You was
yeah,
lied to when they told you that this prayer gonna help everything, but that ain't the real
right,
results, bro.
right.
It didn't save grandma. It didn't stop that bullet from killing Michael. You know what I'm saying? So everything I prayed, it didn't bring me riches. It didn't change me as a person. God has to change you himself. You have to sit here and put that into yourself. You
Yeah,
can pray,
yeah.
but if your heart and your mind ain't into where you putting your prayer, ain't none of it gonna come to light, my brother.
Come on,
And
Jack.
I'm gonna
Now
tell
you
you
right there,
this.
brother. You right there.
I've been in the deepest, darkest of hells. You know what I'm saying? And this is the truth. If a
Yeah,
preacher ain't never stepped on the ground I stepped on, you can't tell me how to come back from a place you ain't never been.
that's right. That's
You see
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
So when I
right.
look at them and they talking to me, Tyrone, and you sitting here trying to tell me how to change my life, or you don't think I know the man of God. First off, you don't know me and you don't know where
Yep.
I've been. And maybe I could talk to some of your people in this church and let them know how to come out of some of their deepest and darkest situations. Because, preacher, if I tell you where I've been, you probably get scared to go. It's just the truth.
Right.
Everybody has to walk a path to sit there and really be able to preach, man. And I've been
Yeah.
through some turmoil, and I think a lot of us have. We all
Yeah.
not preachers, but like you said, the church has came around to where it's losing this generation
Right.
because we not falling for the BS no more.
There you go.
We
Because
not
see,
falling for put this book in my hand and read it, and no, man, we got our eyes open. And so if you're gonna be a preacher, you better come correct. And that's how it is nowadays. All of
yeah,
that 60s and 50s when our parents had to hide,
yeah,
you know, is gone.
yeah,
And we know that I think we was whipped and put this Bible in our hands and hey, this is what it's gonna be. But y'all didn't know
yeah.
what y'all was staring at when that was happening, man. A lot of those words in there, I think a lot of us realized that some man wrote that. And you had a lot of mischanging of that Bible. And a lot of generation and these kids, not kids, some of us are adults. We like, hey man, I believe. But some of the words that's in here, y'all gotta realize that it's being processed through human process. And so you
And see,
gotta
look, check this out, man.
oh, come on, Tyrone.
Look, see, check this out. Not only that. Now you right. You on the right, the direct path because it has been misinterpreted by human eyes. But see, if we understood who we are, then it wouldn't be a misinterpretation because it then would be understood because then it would be looked at through the right lenses. It's just like this. When I go to the optometrist, even I got to be truthful. Watch this. I got to be truthful in order for them to correct my vision, right?
Yes, sir.
Because if they say, is this better or is this better? And then they do the other eye. Is this better or is this better? And then you have to be truthful in order to say, oh, it was the first one, or oh, it was the second one. And see, if you're not seeing right, it's because of your own untruthfulness to you. And so it's a lot of people that are not being truthful, and that's why they're being duped. And I'm not saying that, to say that people are they don't know. No, it's because of generational curses, because our grandmothers and great grandmothers, they didn't know, so they Jimmy rigged stuff and then got us Jimmy rigging stuff when that's not the way that life goes. That's not the way that life is supposed to go. And so there is a prescription that we have to be honest first with ourselves.
True.
Because if you know that ain't right, well, stop doing it, man. If
True.
you know a lifestyle ain't right,
Then you gotta
well,
stop doing it.
I just still want to do it anyway. Now I know I'm going a little bit off a topic, but I have to go there in order to understand the universal health care and why we keep on getting duped inside of a system that does not care. It is because we have blinders on and we turn the blinders all the time. Things that we don't want to pay attention to, we close our eyes to. Things that we don't think that it affects us, we close our eyes to. Things that people say that are wrong, there's something wrong in it because it don't affect us immediately, we close a blind eye to. And that's where we keep going wrong, Jack, because we keep closing our eyes to more important issues. Universal health care is one of them. We keep on closing our eyes and we're not seeing the real. We're not turning on truth. We keep on looking at the fake and thinking that it's going to change if we close our eyes. It ain't going to change unless
What,
you want it to change.
what do you know?
It's
They say
no,
that universal health care will collapse the healthcare system, Tyrone.
no, it won't. We've been, how long have we been paying taxes? And our granddaddy and our great granddaddies and
Mhm.
our great grand, man, all these people been paying taxes into healthcare for I don't know how long, Jack.
That's what I'm saying. So why would that statement even be made that it'll collapse the healthcare system? And that's why I asked you. We pay the insurance companies; they don't pay the doctors.
You know why? It's because fear drives people away. People will, if people think that fear is involved, then it drives them away from the point. That's why they don't do nothing. That's why they don't say nothing because they're afraid that it might be true. That's why. And we keep on turning a blind eye to it, Jack. And we keep on not looking at it. And it ain't going to go away. It's going to persist like it has been. It's going to keep on growing like it has been. It's going to keep on materializing like it has been
Well,
until
you,
we say something.
well, you got to see where it's headed though. Right now, with this Omicron, this Delta, and the coronavirus,
Yep,
everything right now is big in healthcare because now everybody needs these rapid COVID tests. You
yep,
see what I'm saying? The nurses
yep.
is overworked. The centers that does the testing is overworked. So it's immediate care for the healthcare industry in the field.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
make a lot of money, Tyrone. If
right.
if I can go back, man, I want to probably be a doctor or something at this time now, or a nurse. Even though you scared because they frontliners right now, but they also
Right.
make a lot of money right now, man. I know
Yeah,
nurses that's getting paid $67 an hour to travel. You see what
yeah.
I'm saying? An hour,
It's
man.
true.
Not
It's true.
including incentives and sign-on bonuses and all of that because it's finna be, or we hoping it's not a collapse in the healthcare system. So what will happen is if these nurses and these doctors get sick, who is it gonna be able to take care of?
Man, it's going to be a problem.
It's gonna be a real problem.
It really is.
If
It's
they
going to be a
say
problem.
it's gonna be a problem. So universal health care at the same time has to be to where this stuff gets out of control because man, we don't even have enough beds right now to fulfill the COVID patients going into the
Nope.
ICU. We
Nope.
don't have enough
Nope.
ventilators, or at least they say that we don't. We don't
But
really
see,
know.
Jackie, let me say this. Even with that, here it is, and we take it for granted. We take our health for granted every day.
Every day.
You know, we take our health for granted every day. We keep on still doing things that we know we ain't supposed to do with our body. We take our health for granted even before COVID was here. We just ate whatever the heck we wanted to and
Yep.
still do it. We
Yes, sir.
drink we drink all of this garbage and we
Yeah.
still do it. We ingest all of this junk and we still doing it. And all this did was it gave people a scare. And you know what? It does. COVID does kill people. But it's just like anything else that you inhaling, that you ingesting, that you know is bad for your body. Like,
I
watch this.
understand that, but it also didn't cause a collapse in the healthcare system. That's what
But it's
COVID
it's
did,
it
though. to where
But what
now
it
the
did is it
universe.
clashed. That's what I'm saying, Jack. It clashed. It
Mhm.
clashed with all of the other problems. See, there was overall problems before,
Yeah,
but see, now that you got mass hysteria, now it's overworking the system that was already in place.
yeah, and the healthcare system right now, man, going to the hospitals. Man, they got National Guard set back up at the hospitals and stuff like
Yeah,
that because of this pandemic. So, you know, I hear what you're saying about the healthcare system, but with this virus going on, man, it's probably not going to be one of the topics that they put on the table, and
no,
because they finna eat off of this.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
money
You're right.
maker right now.
You're right.
It's a
You're
money
right.
maker, Tyrone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because whenever you compound fear with with sickness,
Mm-hmm.
you create chaos. You you
Hey,
you create chaos. And
that's
look,
what we ain't saying.
right
A
as I said
created.
that,
Did you
right as
hear
I said
me?
that, my nephew
There
said
you
the
go.
same
A
exact thing.
created problem.
Yep, create chaos.
That's what they done. They created this problem. And now it's a
Yep,
ripple effect on all of us, you know, to where, heck, man, we didn't think that we were gonna have to be wearing masks, but people have made money off
right,
of masks. They made money off of
right.
sanitizer. They're making
Yep,
money off of all of this stuff. All of this stuff is being required for you to wear as well. So the healthcare system, and what you're saying is, to me, we're buying all of this stuff. How come it's not funding for us to go and have universal healthcare? Tyrone, I totally hear what you're saying, but
there you
my
go.
whole question is, until we can follow the money, we'll never know how come we can't have universal health care.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's crazy, man. And yet we got so much money coming in. Like we talked in the first half an hour of the show. Here it
30,
is. It
30
is going to be
billion
a
of 30 billion.
predicted over 30 billion with a B. Over $30 billion coming into the US alone. That's crazy.
So how come some of that money can't be allocated for healthcare?
I I rest my case. I
I'm
rest
with
my
you,
case.
Tyrone. Why can't some of it be allocated for healthcare? How
Yep.
come 5 schools in Gary, Indiana had to close down and stuff like that? You feel what I'm saying? The high
Yep.
schools,
Yep.
the middle schools, the charter schools came in. This money should be like coming from the first topic, coming into the second topic, from the marijuana to the universal health care, with the 30 billion being placed in the prediction of 2022. All of this money could be for healthcare and for schools, for roads and bridges, if it is allocated right. If the
The
rich is
right
just
way.
not getting richer, if you're not saying, hey, this is a tax on this, and then the tax money end up vamping out of the air, man.
There you go. Bingo. Bingo. That's it again. Because see, look, we keep on, again, and then because we won't speak up, Jackie, and that's another thing. We see things and we close a blind eye because, like I said before, it's not affecting us personally. And then we don't say nothing. We keep on letting the problem, keep on going until it affects us personally. Then we want to make a big to do about it. Then we want to raise all kind of hell, all kind of sand, because now it personally affects us. Why we don't say nothing before it affects us? Why we not looking at these problems a little bit closer so that now we can start thinking of solutions to now counteract the problem that has been created? That's the big thing, man.
It's just like
Look,
that.
man.
The politicians want the money. And that's why. It's like we'll
Yeah,
never see that money because they want that money, man. will
Yeah.
never know where that cash is going. You know, it's probably duffel bags being put in somebody's car right now. I don't
Yeah.
want to say it. Can I say it? Ain't you getting into this type of game? Ain't you running? Ain't you tell me about what's that? We got 5 minutes left. You can tell me what you got cooking.
Well, I can't
Okay?
officially talk about it until Wednesday,
Well,
and
I can't
so
wait till Wednesday.
I
But
can't officially talk about it until Wednesday. But
I ain't got
as of
nothing else to say
Wednesday,
about
then
that.
we'll let it all. We'll let our soul glow.
That's what it is, man. We have to get the trusted ones in there to find out where the money go. Before
Right.
I know we got so much to talk about, man. I'm from Gary, where you at right now. The thing
Yeah.
that pissed me off and is when we put that baseball field up there, and that was a $40 million baseball field, man. And our schools was closing, and none of our butts play baseball like that. You understand what I'm saying? But it was a $40 million baseball put on Broadway, and it's sitting there right now. And to me,
Man.
the mayor at that time took money in his pocket, got rich, and left. But it was something to put in that city to say it's a distraction for the city. I'm doing
Man.
this and I'm running with this cash. I
Jack.
ain't no more, so I can say what I want to say. But I know that's what happened, man. And it peed me off, dog, because that was $40 million. Now Wirt High School is closed,
Right.
Emerson is closed. You know what I'm
Yup.
saying? Edison is closed. You
Yeah.
know, Princeton, I think, is closed. Horseman is closed. Once that $40 million hit out, our city went to crap, man. It was no way
Man.
for our generation to sit there and say, we can make something happen here in this small city. That should have went
Yeah, buddy.
to the city. It should have been new apartments built. It should have been
Right.
a way to breathe life into the city of Gary. But it was
Yeah.
no life breathed into that city. They put casinos in there, sucked our money off, and the cats had to leave, man. And I come back up
There you
there
go.
every time. I know I only
There you
got
go.
3 days, man, but that's what
Look.
happened.
Look, Jackie, man, we having so much fun, and not so much fun, but we're having so much of a discussion about these current issues. That man, we a lot of this stuff that we visited, people they weren't hearing us at first. I think they're starting to pay attention a little bit more now, which is great. But we need to reiterate that as of January 31st, we will no longer be going live on Facebook. You will have to go to YouTube or to Twitch. 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 You will have to go to YouTube or Twitch and follow the live show, follow Fox Glen Marketing because it's only going up from here. I'm trying to tell everybody now. January the 31st will be the last show on on Facebook Live. It will be the last show on Facebook Live. So you will have to go to YouTube and Twitch in order to see us on. And so look, this has been a blast, man. This has been a blast. I don't say I have fun, but man, this is some issues that we needed to really get out there, man. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr., and of course, the man, the myth, the legend, he's right there.
Jackie
Jackie
Roper.
Roper Jr.
Oh,
Man, look, thank you to all that listen. Look, love, comment, and share this because everybody needs to know where we're going from here. And I'm telling you, it's about to be some smooth riding. Until next time, peace. Be blessed. Have a great one.